Testing results confirm chemicals that have been shown to cause cancer are on the site of an old railroad building in the Whistler area of Pritchard. Now city officials are addressing the cleanup. Steve Alexander has the story.
A meeting scheduled to start in a couple of hours on the rising cost of home insurance. One group wants residents to speak up and demand a change. We'll let you know how you can get involved.
The search is on for a woman who disappeared in Louisiana. She was last seen with a Mobile man who's now under arrest in that state. We've got the latest.
The Order of Lachey's parades tonight. We're going to tell you what to expect. Also, get ready for a cool down. I'll have all the details coming up.
You're watching Fox 10 News at 4 in high-definition television.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. We're glad you could spend some time with us today. I'm Letitia Bush.
And I'm Lenise Lagan. Yes, thank you for looking in. It is time for the news.
Testing in the Whistler area of Pritchard has found PCBs on the site of an old railroad building. PCBs are man-made chemicals once used in industrial equipment that have shown to cause cancer. But as Fox 10 News reporter Steve Alexander tells us, Pritchard's mayor says there is money to clean up the area and redevelop it. Whistler was annexed into the city of Pritchard in 1950s. Well, I didn't get out much today, but it looks like it was a really nice day out there.
Well, the morning part was okay, and I know we've got some changes on the way. Jason, I heard you and Chastity, I heard you and Jason over there talking about it earlier. So what's in store?
Well, we do have some rain coming into the forecast. In fact, we've been watching the radar for the past couple of hours because the Order of Lachey's parade's tonight. And so we're carefully watching the radar. Looks like most of the rain is going to come in overnight into our Wednesday morning, but that doesn't rule out the chance of seeing a shower. If you are headed out to the parade, I would definitely take something with you to cover you and the kiddos.
Yeah, a lot of people going to that parade. I hear they have good throws. Guy at the grocery store telling me that this morning.
Oh, really?
Yes. He's like, my wife's in it, and they have the best throws. I said, okay.
Well, I'm sure they do. So let's go ahead and take.
Some candidates for Baldwin County Sheriff are already making their case to voters for the upcoming election. The Republican candidates turned out for a forum in Fairhope last night. Incumbent Huey Haas-Mack is facing two challengers, Larry Milstead and Jeff Dunn. The topics range from the recently passed gun bill to how to combat drugs in the community to the best ways they think a growing Baldwin County should be handled. You can see interviews with those candidates on fox10tv.com. Mobile County Sheriff's deputies got a lot of drugs off the streets yesterday. We're told the suspects were on their way to New Orleans to sell candy laced with drugs during Mardi Gras. All three suspects are from New York, and investigators say they were swerving down the road, and that's why they stopped the vehicle. When the deputy walked up to the car, he said it smelled like marijuana inside. After a search, authorities say they found 300 ecstasy pills, marijuana, and homemade sweets believed to be laced with drugs. Here's what one suspect had to say on his way to Metro Jail.
What kind of money were you hoping to make in New Orleans?
I wasn't hoping to make any money.
No money, just a good time.
I don't
This is a mild misconfusion.
All three men are charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, trafficking illegal drugs, and trafficking marijuana. It has been a busy day for authorities in Louisiana.
Yeah, absolutely. They're looking for a missing person. Bob Grip joining us now in the studio with that story. Bob, I understand the story has ties to our area? Coming up next on Fox 10 News, plans to shrink military levels to levels we haven't really seen before since World War II.
It's got lawmakers up in arms. We're going to give you the latest. Then at 4:17, there's an illness affecting some children in California that resembles polio. 25 children are paralyzed in at least one limb, and doctors don't know what's causing it. You're going to hear from doctors.
And a few minutes after that, the First Lady rolling out some new rules for marketing unhealthy foods in schools. It's all part of her initiative to fight childhood obesity.
And later at 4:38, a Florida man who is legally blind is cleared of any wrongdoing in a shooting. Now he's got his guns back, and the judge says his hands are tied.
The country's military is about to get smaller. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel unveiled the Pentagon's new budget plan to shrink the U.S. military to its lowest troop level since before World War II.
The proposed cuts have many lawmakers on Capitol Hill fired up. Let's get an update from Fox's Michelle Macaluso in Washington.
The governor of Iowa, for one, is pushing back against the proposed cuts.
He says he's going to give the president a letter signed by every governor in the country who's not happy with the plan.
Well, coming up in about 2 minutes, a mysterious illness raising concerns in California. It's a polio-like illness, and doctors don't seem to know what's causing it.
Then there's a new health initiative in our area. It focuses on what you're drinking to help you stay healthy. We'll explain on the other side of the break.
A mysterious illness that mimics polio is causing a lot of concern out in California. They say as many as 25 children have been affected.
All of them are paralyzed in either or in one or more limbs, and the damage appears to be permanent. Dan Simon reports.
Get it figured out. It's awful.
And they're saying parents not to panic, but I can only imagine.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Well, e-cigarettes are gaining popularity as a way to help people quit smoking.
But some people are afraid it could cause others to become hooked on nicotine. The concern is because e-cigarettes aren't federally regulated, and there's limited research on the safety of the product.
Health experts worry that once addicted to the nicotine in e-cigarettes, young people may branch out and try tobacco products.
Okay, the White House is proposing new rules to limit marketing of unhealthy foods in schools.
They include phasing out the advertising of sugary drinks and junk foods around campuses. They would also ensure that other promotions in schools are in line with health standards that apply to school foods. First Lady Michelle Obama announced the new rules today as part of her Let's Move initiative to fight child obesity.
Locally, there is a new health initiative underway. It focuses on what you drink and not what you eat.
When it comes to weight loss, calories count. Most people try to reduce their calorie intake by focusing on food, but another way is to cut calories may be to think about what you drink.
It can be easy. The Rethink Your Drink campaign focuses on swapping out drinks with a lot of sugar and calories with healthier options. You can start being healthier today by choosing to drink water when you're thirsty, watch your calories and your sugar intake. And it's hard to do because say you're used to getting a coffee drink and not just black coffee with no sugar, but you get it specialized. That's got a ton of sugar in it.
Oh, how did you know that's my weakness,
Because we've talked.
She's calling me out. You're right.
Or lemonade, and he had to say sweet tea. I mean, that's going to be really hard to give up.
What's your weakness, Missy?
I drink water all the time.
Good girl. All right. Need to be like her. Okay, so did you hear the layout for the stages of this year's Hangout Music Festival is set, but the mayor has one concern.
Absolutely. You're going to hear what that is when we come back. Then a few Oscar nominations.
Hangout Music Festival organizers are moving forward with plans for this year's event.
And now they know for sure where the stages will be. One concern is the addition of the MTV Beach headquarters because that's where Viacom will be broadcasting the festival.
Gulf Shores Mayor Robert Kraft says he's worried about the image Viacom might show through their festival broadcasting. Glee airs tonight at 7 right here on Fox 10.
That looks like a big old piece of cake he's cutting there, right?
That looks like fun.
All right, well, some new music being released and a few Oscar contenders are now available to watch from the comfort of your home.
Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has a list of new releases. A lot more Fox 10 News coming your way. At about 4:52, an update on the unrest in Ukraine. A vote for a new government has been held off. Then at about 5:01, we're investigating a complaint on a local bus driver. A witness says the driver was reckless. And at about 5:08, good news for music fans. The Hangout Music Festival is announcing more bands for this year's event. You're going to hear all those stories, but first, a Florida man who's legally blind is cleared of any crime after using the stand your ground law in court. Now he's got his guns back. That story after the break. A Florida man is getting his guns back this week after being cleared of wrongdoing in a deadly shooting. What makes this stand your ground case unique? The shooter is blind. As Michelle Meredith reports, the judge didn't want to return the firearms, but his hands were tied. The judge did order all of Rogers' ammunition to be destroyed. He said the bullets were too old and dangerous to use.
club for women in Baldwin County. Candace Murphy did a story about that not too long ago.
Her sweet, that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
BYOB. Okay.
Yes.
Well, like Chastity said earlier, there could be some rain tonight. We've got an update on what weather you can expect for tonight's Mardi Gras celebrations.
It's the Order of the Lachese.
A project coordinator with BP is visiting Mobile today.
Yeah, he was at the Mobile Museum of Art earlier. He took a tour of the museum to check out the progress made possible by a $500,000 grant awarded in 2012 for the museum's upcoming 50th anniversary.
We spoke with the Deepwater Horizon Claims Administrator Patrick Juneau following the event, and here's what he had to say. The Order of Venus kept the Mardi Gras fun going last night in the port city. The parade's theme, get this, was Victorian Venus Vixens.
Look at those floats. They're huge. More than 10,000 people got their fill of beads, moon pies, stuffed animals, and look at who it is. It's Grand Marshals. You've got Dee Dee Bonner, A.J. McCarron's mom, and cancer survivor Starla Chapman.
That looked like so much fun. It's good to see Starla.
Yep, it was good to see her, and it looks like she's doing okay, too.
Yeah. And the Order of Lachese continue the Mardi Gras fun in downtown Mobile tonight.
Well, this year, the theme is Lachese Stirrup Memories. All right, the parade will include 18 floats. There aren't any parades tomorrow night.
But on Thursday night, the Mystic Striper Society Chastity Bird's so excited about this one. It will hit the streets. Then on Friday, the Crew of Columbus's turn. All parades roll at 6:30 on Route A.
And you can find a full schedule of the parades on fox10tv.com if you click on the Mardi Gras 2014 icon. You'll also see an interactive map there for all of your major parade routes.
Well, we are a week away from Fat Tuesday. If you're not heading downtown for the festivities, join us here on Fox 10.
Absolutely. We're going to have coverage all day live, starting with Fox 10 News in the morning. We'll have live cut-ins throughout the day and a special show for you from noon until 2.
I'm getting excited about that.
I'm excited about it, too, to be my first Mardi Gras coverage, live, like
live
out
coverage.
Where the parades are and whatnot.
It's going to be awesome.
Throw me some moon pies.
Yeah, oh, you'll get them if you ask for them. Chastity's like, hold on now. Okay, so we know this is so much fun for all of us on the Gulf Coast, but we've got to follow the rules.
Mobile police are out in full force during the parades. They want to make sure laws are being obeyed. And one thing they're really cracking down on is illegal parking. During last night's parade, 6...
The murder trial of the Olympic hero known as Blade Runner will be televised live, but with a few restrictions. A South African judge is allowing remote-controlled cameras inside the courtroom, but will not allow broadcast of witnesses' testimonies. Defense lawyers for amputee track star Oscar Pistorius are against the cameras. They say it will hurt Pistorius' chance at a fair trial. South Africans disagree, saying the public has a right to know what happens. Pistorius is charged in the shooting death of his model girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp, a year ago. His legal team claims the athlete thought there was an intruder in the house and acted in self-defense. An airline is being fined after a deadly crash last year, and we are investigating after a viewer complained about a bus driver who she says was driving recklessly. Stay tuned for the story.